a lot of lobbies where we've had two of the same build, and one of them gets like top 3, and one of them goes 8th.
Yeah.
This lobby we have Li Man, and we have also Wu Jingzhe.
Okay, that's a little bit more of a spice. Another Qi Wang Yao, and as we've said, Nan Gongsheng typically more represented than we might have anticipated.
Xiaobu is back. Starting Mirages.
I think this is on 1-time speed, by the way. Probably speed it up.
It is, yeah. I slowed it down.
Sure.
We have a Fengshu taking another Shattered Dao to go with their Tier 1 Fate. Cosmos Seal. We have I didn't see what that was. Magnanimous Righteousness Xiaobu.
Okay, so we're looking at
Shattered
Crash
Dao
Vista.
Qingwang Exercise Bones Man. That's gonna be Plant Master.
Mm-hmm.
Most likely. I think people have kind of abandoned the painter, and we see that.
Yeah.
But oops, I didn't draw any physique cards. Man start.
I will take max if it means I get to make 6 physique.
Yep. I mean, that's life sometimes. There are only 2 physique cards on tier 1, and only one of them is very good.
Yeah. Well, they've drawn a card that actually makes G now, so they no longer have to do it the hard way.
Yep. And Xian with their usual round 2 breakthrough.
Mm-hmm.
Rolling away Rooster, I think.
Rolling away Rooster is interesting.
Yeah. They are just playing Fortune Teller Healer as usual.
Mm-hmm.
They find Flank instead.
Flank's a good one.
This one too is Elixirist, so it looks like a much more normal plan.
Yep.
It's probably just 5 Thunders.
Yeah, most likely.
Li Man with 2 upgraded Crash Fist cards on their board. A character that can't usually combine cards this early in the game.
Well, you get your payout for spending your whole round 1 charging Chi.
Tenchion also breaking through on round 2 and almost winning anyway.
And Flank goes a pretty long way. Is that Musician?
And the Mirage giving them an extra card to play too.
Musician Child? Is that what Platt is saying?
Oh, if they're a Musician Child, I think I do remember there was a Musician Child taking Billows. I guess like cosplaying Chinri.
I feel like you could...
Yeah, it is Musician.
No,
there's the kindness tune.
I'm very interested to see how this develops. I can't imagine wanting to do that. So I'm very curious about the reasoning here.
Like, people know like I hate mono water, but like I feel like if you're playing like arguably the most powerful character in the sect, by the stats, the most powerful character in the entire game, who can play like a bunch of equally crazy, like you have UWF, you have Needle, you have all these busted game plans. I feel like choosing to play mono water.
Yeah, it's very hard to.
It's not really like.
The character also just doesn't have much. Like, you have your revive, which is good, but I don't really know what else.
You can like take Swiftering Seal and chase with a water secret seal.
But like, do you really want to play mono water with his tier 5? Like, you have like 60 HP before you have to proc your revive.
Also, like, what about this? I feel like they must have like chosen based on this lobby, but like, what about this lobby makes you want to play mono water?
Maybe you think it's good into the Musician Xiaobu, and then they go Elixirist, and you wish you'd done something else. Yeah, I'm not sure.
Like, I don't know if mono water is beating Bones Li Man. It's definitely not beating Force Li Man. That was what they were trying to beat.
Is it possible?
I don't know if it's good against like Elixir Blacksmith.
Platt is saying, is it possible to misclick on Billows and then also misclick on Musician after you've accidentally clicked Billows just double down?
I mean, I guess it's possible. I don't know why you would. And we see the Cloud Elixir being used here to make the board cycle a little bit better.
Yeah, I quite like the early game elixirs that give you 2 chi.
I've seen a lot of Cloud Elixir this season.
It's a pretty good card. It's nice to not play cheap fusion twice. Like it wins you a fight here.
I see it a lot, like the blacksmith with Spirited Sword. A lot of them will like take it and then keep it for late game because you can tuck it under Spirited Sword.
Yeah, it's cute too.
And just like have your entire board ignore defense forever. I have lost to this as Tiger many, many times.
So yeah, Fortune
like
Teller.
I just suddenly like my entire board ignores your defense, and also I'm killing you on turn 5 with Dharma.
So Fortune Teller Tenchion doing, fairly typical Fortune Teller Tenchion stuff.
The child with upgraded kindness tune.
Very good.
Also taking Thundercube.
Well, I mean, these are good. World Smash Lock on Chi Wang Yo for some mid-game advantage. So we're expecting to see World Smash out of the Wu Jingzhi, right? We have locked Cosmo Seal. Oh,
yeah, they took
Cosmo
Cosmo
Mirage.
Seal.
Yeah. How do you feel about that board?
I think so. One of the things, my feelings on Mirage cards on Drunk in general is a lot of the way the character plays is you kind of play whatever build you end up rolling into on tier 4. So picking a Mirage that kind of makes you want to lean into a specific build is rough with that.
Okay.
On the other hand, the Cosmos Steel board is just kind of crazy.
It's true. There's a lot of...
So it's definitely like a different playstyle of Drunk than I'm used to, where like instead of just trying to like be consistent and angle for whatever board you would draw, it's more just like feast or famine. Either you draw like 8 world smashes and steamroll the lobby, or you draw 1 world smash and go away with them.
That makes a lot of sense to me. Yeah, I saw it a lot when it first came out, and obviously they immediately like nerfed it within a couple of days to tier 5, and then shows up sporadically, and it's usually very scary, but I don't have a strong sense of the gulf between what seems scary and is actually like, strong.
I do unfortunately think it is probably the best button to click on Drunk, except for maybe like the initial cultivation +1.
Sure. That one's very strong.
I remember at the very beginning of the season when they were previewing the Mirages, I'm like, why would you ever take any of the Mirage cards when there's Cultivation +1? And then it turned out none of the other generic options are nearly as good as Cultivation +1. And it's like kind of assumed they would all be that good, but no, that's just the best one.
Just the only one. This Chi Wang Yo has taken Epiphany over her tier 3.
Very brave, but also like this lobby is not very fast.
That's true. Yeah, like I mean, you'll always outspeed the Lee Man, most likely, unless they're planning a Crash Fist pivot.
I mean, they're Plant Master, so they can't outspeed anyone if they don't take their tier 5.
Exactly. Unless they're intending to flex, which maybe. I mean, his tier 5 is very strong, but probably not.
Yeah. I think if you take Bones, you're kind of committing to never taking the tier 5.
Yeah.
You don't need the tier 5 to play Crash Fist.
It's true. Though it is nice to be able to play Vine.
Yeah. I mean, you can always just like have the Mirage give you inspiration or something.
Take a turn off to play inspiration to put your Vine on your board. Yeah, I mean, there's worse plays you can make.
Lee Man also having the usual Lee Man thing of being able to break through on round 7 with a full board. It's kind of crazy how strong this character is through the mid game. Like they get crazy combat fates on every tier, and they also get to break through a turn earlier than everyone else, sometimes 2 turns earlier.
Yeah, I think
while still maintaining a full board of like very powerful cards.
I think the thing with Lee Man is a lot of people are really drawn to not clicking his tiers 2, 3, and 4 because like you end up cutting your tier 2 a lot of the time and your tier 4 a lot of the time, but they're just so strong as tempo fates even if you never play them beyond like a few turns after you take them. I also think his tier 3 is just like completely busted. You know, no one talks about it because it's invisible, but I think it's just like totally busted. It's one of like the
I have
strongest
begrudgingly
combat
like
fates in the
accepted
game.
that skipping the tier 2 is okay.
Yeah,
But like Indomitable Will is competing for maybe the best tier 3 fate in the game.
yeah, I'd say it's definitely up there.
Like it's probably like how much HP worth of value are you getting out of it in a single fight? Like probably like more than a Meteor Quench.
Yeah, I think so. And then it's just like there's some
Meteor
matchups
Quench
where
on that
it's
tier is 9.
I'd have to check. But yeah, and then there's some fights where it's just like so good against what your opponent's doing that it's like way more than that.
Yeah, like Child is playing like Thorn, Prairie, it does double duty against Heartfire.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it's very hard to justify not clicking that button.
There's also like the sneaky upside of being able to play Rakshasa Pouncing for physique and ignoring the downside.
Yep. Rakshasa Pouncing turns into a much stronger card. Though, you know.
It's a little bit worse on the Exercise Bones boards though, because you're often playing Shift Stance on turn 1.
And then you're getting the less
and
valuable
you're not
side
really
of it.
getting much value from the extra damage.
Yeah. That's true. It is a little bit less appealing there, but I still think it's even if it's not useful to you at all on tier 5, I think for a fate you take on tier 5 on turn 5, you'll more than get your mileage out of it until then.
Blacksmith with 3 chase cards already.
Got to be happy with that. Even got the
and level 2
it.
Spirit Gatherer plus Centibird to actually be able to pay for all of them.
Yeah.
And there's the Spirit Sword.
Board looks great. They this is every enemy blacksmith on ladder.
I do think they should probably be playing the Piercer Star over the Raven.
They should be playing the Piercer Star and playing like the Elixir with the sword, you mean?
Yeah. Because I think they're kind of scaling a bit slower than I'd like here. But, I mean, it's round 8, and you have 3 copies of Rook on your board. You're probably not losing no matter what you do.
Yeah, this is a board that would beat some, like, tier 5 boards. Like, not strong tier 5 boards, but, like, if you queued this on into a tier 5 opponent, you might actually win. So,
I mean, given
on
how
round
many
8,
people
it's
missing
fine.
on card garage, it would have beaten a lot of people's tier 5 board last game.
True. It beats the ones with all normals at the end.
Yeah.
Egret as well. Looking great. Now
here you see Child playing Cirque Water Seal Kindness Tune.
I don't get it. Oh, we have a Divine Brush aficionado. I can see there's a tier 2 Divine Brush. Has just hit a board. It just flashed by on the screen. There we go. Xiaobu running it. Xiaobu's Destiny is quite low for the stage of the game. I feel like they probably need to get their board online pretty soon here.
And it's kind of expected for Elixir compared to Musician.
Yeah. I think you
don't find this tune, and you're arguably even weaker early on because the tier 1 Musician cards are quite good.
That's true. They are. I feel
obviously the tier 1 Elixir cards are really good too, but like they are good for a shorter period of time.
Yeah, they have a pretty significant drop off. Yeah, my general thinking with Elixir though is you kind of need to hit a board like on tier 3, tier 4. You can't just min loss your way up the mid game. So
Drunk.
Swoojinger is cooking.
Not really making the board fast enough.
Oh no!
Like 30 rolls and then also make a board, and they just like timed out.
Oh no, that's
not that they were really beating busted crash this board anyway.
No, that was painful.
The Shelby definitely stabilized, I think.
That's like an overcome breakthrough, except you don't have overcomes.
Yeah, it's all. You also see the gourd problem where they need to get a chi for turbulent at some point, but they also can't break the 5 elements chain.
Yeah, they can't. They can never activate. They can never activate water, so they have.
If they play gourd anywhere on their board, then the next card won't be active.
Yeah, everything just breaks the thing after it.
Yeah,
I mean this
definitely like a big one of yet another reason why I always skip gourd.
I would generally take God, I think, still, but I do recognize the pain it brings.
Yeah. I mean, also, like, Drunk is a character who really, really needs to be going first, especially now that, like, forcing World Smash every game is kind of the meta. And, like, taking this kind of clunky on tier 3 that also is not a draw 2.
Yeah, I can certainly see the argument for it. I respect the Lu Jianxin looking at the pet. Could have upgraded to Rabbit or Crane. Both of them would have been pretty sick. Instead, we've got the card that's sort of losing most of its value by tier 10. And Crimson Eye.
Scarlet Eye, on the other hand, like, already not worth putting in.
Yeah, exactly. That's a good one to upgrade into.
I still know with multiple World Smashes.
That she doesn't have to pay for. Very nice.
Playing them separately because you can just do that.
Yeah, as many World Smashes in a row as you can fit on the board. Though you will hit diminishing returns.
That Cosmos Seal was Mirage Cosmos Seal.
Yes. Yeah, I got it off
here, Divine Force plays Blitz.
Blitz, not a bad one.
Which, notably, you don't even have to pay the HP cost for.
Yeah, it's actually all upside. Still not enough to win, but all upside.
Yeah, but it was like, what, 20 stats?
Yeah.
That's pretty good for a level 2 purple card.
Actually get the forces, not the smash defense on the subdue, which didn't do anything, but you know, it's still nice.
And this child making a bunch of Force of Water and not dealing any damage at all.
The 5 elements players in this lobby are not having a great time. I mean, I think the Chi Wang Yo spot is probably...
I mean, well, for the child, it was kind of self-inflicted.
Yeah, I mean, they sort of opted into this.
But, I mean, for the Drunk, it's also self-inflicted, right? They chose to play Drunk.
That's true. So they're...
Can't say I recommend it.
Battling from 8th, which is never what you want to be. Regen Buddy for Li Man, quite a good pickup.
Yeah. Like I said earlier, like they seem to be playing Force. Like they have no copy of the Bones, but they do have a level 2 Crash Chitted Armor.
Crash Chitted Armor plus Stick is, you know, it's almost as good as Styx Knight plus Crash Chitted Armor, so can't be too sad about that. They got the shock.
I think they're just playing the Stick for damage right now.
Oh yeah, you're right. 4 times 2. Yeah. Just an extra hit.
And they also have a lot of agility and a Snow Lotus, which is actually pretty good with Shocked.
Snow Lotus is... It's interesting, right? Because it... Your Crash Fist HP costs do, in fact, proc the effects, right?
This child player has broken through, and their board looks horrendous. Rolling away Cordon Tune, kind of like desperately. Getting another spring.
Surely the goal is...
no great way to Force of Water except the Water Seal on the Billows.
Surely the goal is to play Water Spirit Seal into Predicament, right? Like that's like the only.
Well, they don't even have a Water Seal.
But they don't have one. Yeah.
I don't think they were trying to keep one. I think the goal was to play Marrow.
Oh, surely not. You're a musician. Like it's gotta be it, right?
I mean, they didn't take Water Seal and they rolled away Cord, so.
Well, these are choices.
I don't know what they're doing. We see the Li Man playing Snow Lotus turn 1, which is historically like extremely strong against World Smash.
Defeating Wu Jingzhe.
It was definitely back when Ling Yuan World Smash was the thing I was maining. Turn 1 Snow Lotus was probably the thing I lost to the most.
Fair enough.
In the late game, the Tukui characters just like they would always have a Snow Lotus in turn 1, and I could just never beat that. Weirdly, Blood Lotus was a lot more beatable, even though that blocks the World Smash entirely.
Just because of like the HP cost, making it so that you can kill them.
Yeah, like dealing 30 damage to yourself, and then the Anima Force of Water kind of just like chips away at the guard up. Versus like Snow Lotus being like 10 healing, 60 defense.
Yeah.
Is just doing a lot more for you.
For sure.
Fengshu has this absolutely disgusting board with level 2 Polaris, Max Starry, level 2 Heaven Hex. And then also Flaw.
Yeah, this is a much more traditional Feng Shui late game board than what we saw last game.
A child playing one element world smash on their board.
Can't play this predicament.
Thunder Trib. Go with their solid foundation.
Yeah, Solid Foundation on this Shabu is an interesting pick. I mean, it's nice to get early game
Also,
stats.
Thunder Trib is costing them a full life here, I think, because they were at 28.
Yeah, it's definitely going to put them in a range where no matter how close a fight, they definitely will get their cheat death procced if they lose it. That said, this board looks pretty good.
They do have the entire board, other than like the Vast Universe Shuror, but Bearing the Load does a pretty good Shuror impression.
Yeah, I don't know that they're gonna
barely looting there. If they needed one more health to be able to chase into the next.
I was gonna say that Wu Jingzhe really hit their board though. They got the Cosmo Seal, level 2, level 1 World Smash. This Chi Wang Yo has
right on
successfully
time,
drawn UWF, Feng Shui, blowing up the Lee Man, and
Child getting eliminated from the lobby in round 12.
Shockingly, this child was not able
It's a predicament they can't even play.
was not able to.
No Great Wave, no Combined Rivers.
Yeah, I think maybe cooked a little bit too hard on that one. I would probably not.
Shabu already having 40 agility.
Yeah, they've got their whole chain set up. Now their only issue is that they
might be 39 agility.
Now their only issue is that they are on 1 HP with a Crash Fist mirror, which is
yeah, they do have to win every fight from now on. This Chi Wang Yo is doing a lot better than the previous one.
Definitely.
Level 2 Willow, level 2
got the capacity to chase off their Thousand Evils, Cirque, Parry. Everything here is looking pretty good for Chi Wang Yo.
And here, if I remember correctly, I think we'll see in a second, they do something a little bit clever here against the Blacksmith.
Also, this Liu Jianshin has a rabbit, which is
Oh, they found another spirit pet. Interesting.
they I don't know if you were playing like open beta many years ago when the first sort of seasonal event came around where you could play like a fish or something and the fish turned into you could there's a card called like Waiting for Rabbit and you played it 3 times in your board, you got a rabbit. it's basically
the playing the Willow Leaf in slot 8.
Oh, that is interesting.
Which the idea here is you actually have exactly enough chi to get back to the prairie on second cycle.
Oh, that's cool.
Which you wouldn't otherwise. Let me see here, like, they go to 3 chi, and then they go to 1 chi next turn. And then that Cirque would put them back to 2.
And that lets
Not that it matters here, because the Thorn just, like, blows the Liu Jianshin up.
Yeah.
But like it is against a board like Blacksmith where you are like liable to go to second cycle a lot. Brunk plays both world smashes and then just gets blown up harder by Feng Shui.
The
Shabu does manage to win the first mirror.
Lives to fight another day.
Lehman's not really. They don't really want to be forced here, so
no. They're limited by their force cap, which is pretty significant in these matchups too.
The Snowlist does seem to be doing pretty good work against this not very good healer board.
Yeah, it's doing better than I expected.
I didn't see how much Destiny Extension is on. I think that's their cheat death.
The shock scaling doing better than the attack down scaling.
I think that is 3 cheat death characters who've all used their cheat death. I think Drunk actually took their cheat death for once this game.
I really don't like taking his cheat death.
Their 5 thunders. The board to rival this Chi Wang Yo's board. The 2 busted characters from this season.
I was gonna say this is more what I would have sort of expected to see more of in this lobby. 5 thunders, Feng Shui, and Bulu Chi Wang Yo.
Yeah.
I also think it's pretty rough to be. It's kind of what I was saying earlier about like how hard it is to beat some of these boards with fair boards, you know, quote unquote fair boards. It's so hard to beat this Chiwangyo or this Fengshu unless you're doing something like side, predicament, vine. You know, like you need to do something to disrupt them while advancing your own.
It's kind of crazy that like this busted Tenchi on board that like traditionally like no one can beat, and then like we look at Chiwangyo and they're just like, yeah, I eat that for breakfast.
I think Child usually had a pretty decent matchup into this though, right? Like Child's UWF board was usually pretty good against the Tenchi on stuff.
Child also was kind of a cheater though.
It's just once you're in this spot, I think you'd rather be the Chiwangyo, like than a Child with.
Shove is having a rough time with their agility here. Because one entangle falls off, the Magnanimous is only generating 9 agility, which means they have to continue the blink to full chase.
Right, which is never where you'd like to be.
They're making 39 agility before that, which is very unfortunate. Chiwangyo wins that mirror easily. Both going first and not even needing to play the second prairie.
The Soul Calibur Requiem Fulu doing a pretty good job of boxing out a lot of Fengshu's options.
This force board not quite good enough to beat this very high quality blacksmith board. Which Crash Fist, I think, I don't know how good Crash Fist normally is against defense stacking.
I think it's usually very good for defense stacking. I think maybe once the game goes long enough and like the force board is like cards upgraded and it's getting 10 force and all that kind of thing with inch force, starts to overpower it, but at that point usually the chi board is onto Dharma anyway and they sort of outrace it. So
we're drunk, finding their max world smash, but then they're queuing into Soul Requiem Fulu, max Thorn Chiwangyo, and probably getting eliminated. Like not really clear like what you do against this because you can't even play Spring on turn 1.
Yeah.
And then if you play any later, you bring your world smash straight into the weekend.
Yeah, you kind of have to. If you can go first, I guess you can land the world smash and then run like Cosmo Seal, but then you're still left with the spot where.
You're slow drunk.
You're still left with a spot where like you're under weaken and the Chiwangyo is. You know, the thing that makes the Chiwangyo so ridiculous is that as they're weakening you, as they're chi denying you, they are also piling on damage, right? Like you can't just take a turn off after you get 1,000 evils to play Cosmo Seal because you're about to be hit by a flawed Blazing Prairie, right? Like you can't can't just be like, oh, I'll play around this chi deny by taking a turn off. Like, no, you are dead. She's going to kill you.
This blacksmith probably about to take max too. I don't think their board is really. They don't really have the tech they need to beat healer.
No, it doesn't look like it.
You really like either need Dharma or Moonwater, and even Moonwater is usually not good enough. They appear to have eaten the rabbit also.
I'm a bit surprised by that. I feel like with the Spirited Swords, it's not that hard to play a board of like Rabbit, Elixir, Spirited Sword, Dharma or something like that. Egret Dharma.
Yeah.
Which is like a very accessible turn 3.
Chiwangyo is like mainlining the Soul Requiem Fulu against everyone in the lobby.
It's pretty good. My card does a lot of work. There's a lot of people in this lobby also playing Chi as well, right? So
yeah. And even if they're not, it's still 25 damage. Like that's
sure.
Very respectable.
Yeah. It's a real card on her board.
Here we see Leeman versus this Polaris. Snowlet is doing a lot of work. It's unclear if it'll do enough though. Like just barely not.
Yeah, dice to their own Crash Fist. So Leeman never really getting their Exercise Bones plan online, which, yeah, common story.
I think they do have an Exercise Bones in their hand, but no Sure Roars.
No tech for it, yeah.
Not really doing much when you're just playing Marrow.
Yeah,
this Blacksmith taking max as predicted. It's like not even putting a dent in that HP.
Yeah, the Revitalize is really just a formality. Like they're not even beating the Defy damage here.
Yeah. And not enough times to exchange card is probably the message flashing there. Li Man gets eliminated. Wu
Jingzhe
Jingzhe
out.
also gets eliminated. Could not beat the Soul Requiem Fulu.
Yeah, this Soul Requiem Fulu really making life difficult for everyone in this lobby except the Tenchion can sort of ignore it, except, again, headboard is just such a
I mean, I think that
dog in
Jiwang
that
Yo
fight.
probably just wins this lobby from here.
I think the Feng Shu
Seems like
might have play, but their Elixirist? Maybe not.
yeah, it's very hard to beat Jiwang Yo once their board is this good.
Yeah, they hit a Fragrant upgrade there as well, so now they're well, they never had chi problems, but their chi concerns no longer exist. They are just chi forever.
Well, chi isn't their name.
We found a. Yeah, interesting to see the Crash with Shabu go 7th here. Like that board sort of has a reputation for a mid-game sort of stability, late game pretty strong power. But I mean, the Feng Shu and the Chiwan Yo have just kind of been maxing everyone they fight, and then the Tenchion is in that spot too.
I mean, there's two ways to play Force Crash Fist. One of them is like the rolling on 3 and trying to be stable. And it seems like they've opted for the other strategy, which is trying to greed all the way to tier 5. And that kind of failed in 2 ways because they both like didn't really assemble the agility package they needed. And then also like there's Feng Shu and Chiwang Yo in this lobby who are just gonna like beat you no matter what your board is.
Yeah, I feel like a strategy of greeding till 5 when you're the board you want to play as Crash Fist just doesn't really like connect with me, because you're gonna greed, and even if you hit your full board, you're gonna win like 2 or 3 rounds, and then be queuing into boards like this. You know, boards that are just gonna completely trounce you because your board is just like so linear in what it can do.
I mean, I'm higher on Crash Fist than you are, I think, but it definitely has gotten a lot worse this season with how powerful tier 5 boards are getting.
No, Tenchion can't keep up with the Feng Shu damage.
And we see the 2 characters from this season are duking it out in the finals.
And yeah, I think, yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not comfortable enough with Feng Shu's boards to say like, here is how I think she could sort of how she could win this. Like I know.
I mean, I don't think there's really much of anything they can do.
It's hard to make side do enough, I think.
Yeah. Like you traditionally what you need to do is you need to side the South and Devils, and then also like find some way to not die to Prairie. I think maybe like Strike Twice side is the best out, but then there's the Soul Requiem Fulu that makes that impossible too.
Yeah, the coverage is really high.
Yeah. Like maybe if you can like go like Laris, Heaven Hex, side, fly, side again.
That might cover if you skip the Soul Requiem Fulu and the 1,000 Evils, you're only eating the Thorn as long as you can kill on the next turn.
Well, you're going second, so if you're skipping the Southern Devils and the Cirque.
Oh, yeah, she is going second, isn't she? She's got no cultivation in her fates. Yeah,
and
that's right.
And Qiwang Epiphany, which is now like very clearly paying off, because even though they're not Elixirist.
Yeah. It's very, very hard for Feng Shu to draw enough elixirs to get ahead of that. I mean, Feng Shu can eat cards in the end of her
they're
board.
also playing their Heaven Hex in 1, where they could very freely play it in 2, because they're playing straight into the Cheetah Knight.
Yeah, at the moment that's not great. you probably don't want to do that.
Very easy swap to very easy fix to make, but they don't seem to see it.
Maybe they're thinking that they will get this side off, and side the Soul Requiem Fulu. I don't really know that calculus adds up there.
I mean, I can't see their cultivations because
the commentator's covering it. Yeah, he's giving us some tension.
Yeah, they're slower by 8. It's not really close.
Well, then maybe not. Yeah.
Okay, they just get like completely blown up.
Obliterated. Yeah, they should probably.
They notice it's their board now, but
yeah,
even if you skip the 1,000 Evil, like that did so much damage.
For sure.
I think this kills even without the flaw.
I think if you can, yeah, going second. This is just one of those spots where going second, I think, is probably a death sentence. Like, if you could land 2 sides and then a 5 thunders, like, I think you have a line there. But you're eating the Soul Requiem Fulu, which means a side doesn't really do enough on any of the next 2 cards, and you're dead before you play your next one. So yeah, I think
I feel like that whole principle there is why a lot of the boards that we've seen in the past have kind of died off this season. Like, I wanted to play some Fulu Jiangximing earlier this season because Fletch is boring. But I was realizing that like going second and relying on like Side and Tiger to help you survive against the aggressive boards just doesn't really work anymore. Like, you can go for like the turn perma weekend from turn 2 and you still die on turn 4.
Yeah, there's definitely an uptick in boards that just kill you through defensive cards, you know. Chi Wang Yo, a classic one. Huang Shu depends a little bit more on quality, I think, but can certainly still do it. You know, they're landing floor on you. Yeah, and here we see exactly what we were just saying.
Other people get skipped and it just doesn't matter at all.
Yep. And then like Entangle Ming Ming's another one. They're like weekend doesn't really do anything against it. Yeah.
That you can at least try to side. Like
that you can side.
strike twice side and get both entangles.
That's true.